Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In this today's session now I want to give the solutions for the December 2019 paper 1. Okay, see here some of the solutions are already provided for question number 1 that we will see. Consider the following argument. The statements are some chairs are curtains and all curtains are bed sheets and some chairs are bed sheets. See for this, what is the mood of the above proposition is the first one IAI. Okay, some chairs are curtains, all curtains are bed sheets, and some curtains are bed sheets. Okay, so this is a false notation. The conclusion is for this, the representation is IAI, that is the first one. Next, coming to the second one. Which of the following sampling procedures will be appropriate for conducting researches with the empirico-inductive research paradigm? Okay, for this, the options given as simple random sampling procedure, systematic sampling procedure, and stratified sampling procedure, and finally any of the non-probability sampling procedure. And for this, the answer is option 4. Any of the non-probabilistic sampling procedures can be used for conducting researches with empirical inductive research program. Coming to the question number 3, which of the following statements differentiate the teaching from the learning? Teaching is a social act while learning is a personal act. That means what are differentiate from teaching? Here we have to pick such kind of the statements only. Okay, teaching implies learning. Teaching is like selling while learning is like buying. And teaching can occur without learning taking place. In teaching, influence is directed towards learning and the learner, while in learning, it's usually towards oneself. The correct options are here. Teaching is a social act, while learning is a personal act. And the next one is teaching is like selling, while learning is like buying. And finally, in teaching, influence is directed towards learning and learner, while in learning it is usually towards oneself. So A, C, E are the correct options. So the first one is the correct option for here. These three statements are concluded as the differentiate statements from the teaching. Now coming to the question number 4. A university teacher plans to improve the study habits of the students in his or her class. Which type of research paradigm will be helpful in this regard? Normally, study habit, it's an action research paradigm. So option 4 is the correct option for this. Coming to the question number 5, a research scholar, while submitting his or her thesis, did not acknowledge in the preface help and support of the respondents of questionnaire is used. So, what is this will be called an instance of what? A research scholar, while submitting in his thesis, he did not acknowledge the preface and help and support where he got. So, that's why it's actually we have to give the respect from where we have collected all such kind of the information. So it's not there, so that is the lacking of the respect. So option 4 is the correct answer. Sorry, option 3 is it's not an unethical act. So it's not an ethical thing. We have to put some bibliography, we have to put some thanks at the last to them. So it's comes under unethical act, not the lack of respect. It comes under, it is also relevant lack of respect, but correct option is also available, that is unethical act. So unethical act is the correct answer for this. Now coming to the question number 6. Which of the following is converse of some S is P? Some S is P and some S is not P, some P is not S, some P is S. So what is the correct converse here? Is the option 3, that is some S is P, then definitely some P is yes. So question number 6, option 3 is the correct answer. So for question number 7 and question number 7, this question I will explain on the board what are the answers for this mathematical things. Okay, now coming to the question number 8, which of the following modes of communication can be employed in a classroom can be effective? Okay, which one is the effective? See, top down, iconic, associational, disassociational, and symbolic, abstract. So what are the correct options? The first one is the iconic teaching is the correct one. Okay, So the next one is nothing but associational teaching, and finally the abstract teaching. So these three are the very good methods for appropriate option for the following for classroom in effective teaching. So option 3 is the correct answer. BC is iconic and associational, and as well as and as well as the sorry symbolic. So option 3 is the answer for this. Now, coming to the question number 9, information overload in the classroom environment by the teacher will lead to what? Information overload normally leads to delayed feedback. Okay, so option 4 is the correct answer for this. Now, coming to the question number 10, which of the learning outcomes are intended in teaching organized at understand level? Okay, so longer recall and retention of facts, seeking of relationships and pattern among facts, and creative construction and critical interpretation of ideas, and mastery of facts and information. Here, the second one is the correct option, that is seeking of relationships and patterns among facts. Now, in a certain coding language, AEIOU is written TNHDZ. Using the same coding language, BFJPB will be written as. See, A is written as T, and E is written as 10, and I is written as O, um, so H, and O is written as D, and U is written as Z. Then obviously B is written as after A, B will come. So in the same manner, T after T, U will come. So the option 1 is the correct answer, starts from the U. Okay, T U. Okay, so after N, what is the MNO? O will come. Similarly, HIJK, and after D E will come, after Z again A will come. So UOIVA option 1 is the correct answer for question number 11. Now coming to the question number 12, which of the following types of learning materials the presentation are highly structured and individualized? So highly structured and individualized learning materials are programmed instructional and modular learning material. So option 4 is the correct answer for question number 12, programmed instructional and modular learning material. Now coming to the question number 13, given below are some statements. R is given as reason R, the assertion and reasons are given as use of slang in formal teaching makes communication lively and interesting. Academy academic decency demands the avoidance of slang in the classroom environment. Use of slang in formal teaching makes the communication lively and interesting. So in the formal teaching, slang is not allowed, so A is false. Coming to the next one, academic decency demands the avoidance of slang in the classroom environment. Yes, it's true. Why? Because the slang should be avoided for maintaining the academic decency. So option 4 is the correct answer for this. A is false and R is true, right? Now coming to the question number 14, I will explain on the board. This is a mathematical thing. Now coming to the question number 15. In which of the following formats a chapter scheme of a document has to be formally approved by a research degree committee in the university? Okay, number 1 thesis or dissertation, number 2 research, number 2 seminar papers, number 3 research articles, number 4 research monographs. Which of the following formats the chapter scheme of the document is formally approved? Normally in the thesis and dissertation it can be approved. So option 1 is the correct answer for the question number 15. Now coming to the 16, which of the following are classroom related factors that influence effective teaching? So that influence effective teaching: prior task related behavior of the students, adherence to linear pattern communication by the teacher, okay, and socio-economic status of the family to which learners belongs to, and inappropriate use of technological resources by the teacher, and cultural background of the students. Which of the following classroom related factors that influence effective teaching? First one is approved. First one is the very related factor, prior task related to behavior of the students. Okay, and coming to the next one is um, inappropriate use of technological resources of the teacher is also affects. Okay, and next one, adherence to linear pattern of communication of the teachers, okay, by the teachers. So A, B, D are the factors that affects the effective ness of the teaching, which are considered as the related factors. So answer is ABD. So option is ABD. So option 3 is the correct answer for this. A researcher intends to make the use of ICT in her research. What consideration should weigh most in such a decision normally? Okay, for this, the options are given as appropriateness of the tool is used. Okay, and cost involved in the procuring it, availability of the tools in the department where research is to be undertaken, and willingness of his or her supervisor to offer help, the company from which ICT equipment has been procured. So, what are the considerations that we have to take? Number one, appropriate tool should be used. Okay, so number two is what cost involved in procure it and availability of the tools in the department where research is to be undertaken. So, what is the correct answer? A, B, C, and D and D are irrelevant here. That is willingness of his or her supervisor to offer help, and the company from which the ICT equipment has been procured. So these two are interrelated. D and E are interrelated. Only relative are only first three. So answer is first three, that is A, C, D. 1 minute. So A, B, C, that is appropriateness of the tools used, cost involved in procuring it, and availability of the tools. Okay. So option 1 is the correct answer for this. Now coming to the question number 18. According to the classical Indian school of logic, what is the correct sequence of steps involved in Anumana? So the correct sequence of steps involved in here are Pratijna, Hetu, Udaharana, Upanaya, and Nigmana. Okay, Nigmana. So for option 4 is the correct answer for this. Which of the following types of assessment is conducted periodically with an eye on the standards? Summative assessment is the periodically conducted assignment. Obviously, the answer is correct for option 2 is the correct answer for question number 19. Okay, and coming to the question number 20, which one of the following fallacious hetu is not uniformly contaminated with the major term? Okay, so asat pratipaksha, ayu atireki, अन्योन्य असिद्ध, and Suyabikara. So which one is the correct answer for this? Which one of the following fallacious hetu middle term is not uniformly contaminant with the major term? Suyabikara. Fourth one is the correct answer for this. And coming to the question number 21, I will explain on the board. Okay. Question number 22. Which one of the following Hetva Bhasha fallacy is involved in the argument sound is element because it is caused? So, which one here? Viruddha is or contradictory middle, Satpratipaksha or inferentially contradictory middle, and Sadhya Sama or unproved middle, and Badita or non inferentially contradicted middle. Which one of the following sound is element because it is cast? Viruddha or contradictory middle is the correct answer. So option 1 is the correct answer. Question number 3. A verbal communication technique normally used in teaching is slow expression of words, varying the speed of voice and tone, presentation without pause, restoring to semantic jugglery. So we have to vary the speed of voice and tone in the question number 23. So option 2 is the correct answer for this. Question number 24. When there is an animated discussion between a teacher and his or her students in the classroom, it can be classified as horizontal communication. So, when an animated discussion between a teacher and students is there, it can be classified as the option 1, that is horizontal communication. Question number 25 is a mathematical question. I will explain it on the board. Now mathematical comprehension is given. So for this mathematical comprehension, the following table gives the percentage of marks obtained by 6 students in 5 different subjects in an examination. The numbers in the parentheses give the maximum marks in each subject. Answer given. What is the overall percentage of marks obtained by Amar? The overall percentage of the marks calculate, and 100, 60, 70, 40, 80, and calculate it 100 out of 150 percentage, overall percentage. You calculate the overall percentage here. Okay. So what is the percentage of 150, 100? What is the percentage of 160 by 60, 130 by 60? What is the percentage of 120 by 70? What is the percentage of 140? What is the percentage of 180? You have to calculate each percentage. Then you calculate all those percentages average. Then you got the correct answer as 72 is the option. 72%. Option 2 is the correct answer for this. You have to calculate each and every percentages of the Amar and by 150, 130, 120, 100 and 100 like this. Okay. Now coming to the second question. What was the aggregate marks obtained by Sanya in all five subjects? The aggregate marks were obtained by Sanya in all five subjects is given as. You have to calculate the aggregate marks by 150. How many marks she got? And for 130, how many marks she got? Like that you can calculate. Okay. Here the question is given as what was the aggregate marks obtained by the Sanya in all five subjects. Okay, so options given as 375, 395, 455, 475. The aggregate marks are calculated as the 455. Now coming to the second question, how many students obtained 60% and above marks in all subjects? 60% and above marks in all subjects, how many students obtained? Okay, so for this we have the two number of the students who got more than 60% and above marks in all the subjects. Okay, for this 100, Amar is one of the person, and Sanya is one of the person. Okay, so these two persons got more than 60% in all the subjects. Too many number of the subjects, too many number of the students. Coming to the third one, what is the average marks obtained by all the six students in the chemistry? All the six students in the chemistry, average marks is nothing but we are having some 85 actually. Here the correct total we have to calculate for the chemistry. The total for the chemistry we got mm, it is 50 plus 60 plus 60. mm, 75 plus 80 plus 75 by all the students by total 6. The option is 86.6. Okay, and coming to the next question, in which subject the performance of the students is works in terms of percentages? In terms of percentages, English is very least. Why? Because the average is 65 only. The total of marks obtained by all the students is 390 only. So English is the worst in terms of percentage of marks. Now coming to the question number 31, the term 1 gigabyte refers to 1024 kilobytes. Okay, so sorry, 1024 megabytes. 1 gigabyte is equal to 1024 megabytes. Option 2 is the correct answer. Now, the most important pollutants that cause degradation of water quality in rivers and streams are bacteria, nutrients, metals, total dissolved solids, algae. So, bacteria, nutrients, and metals. A, B, C are the correct answers. Option 1 is the correct answer for this. For question number 32. Coming to the question number 33. Dash is a wireless technology built in electronic gadgets for transferring data over the short distance. Bluetooth is the wireless technology for shorter distances. So, Bluetooth is the correct answer. Option 2 is the correct answer for question number 33. Coming to the question number 34. Database WOS stands for. Database WOS stands for Web of Service. It's a database actually, okay, which contains various kinds of journals of the Web of Science. Option 1 is the correct answer for question number 34. Now coming to the question number 35. Identify from the options given below the core benefit of Montreal Protocol. So why we use the Montreal Protocol? Number one is impetus to development of energy efficient systems. Number two, reduction in carbon dioxide equivalent emissions, coverage of efforts of international community in addressing air pollution. Number four, control of transboundary movement of hazardous waste. Option 2 is the correct answer. The main motto of Montreal Protocol is reduction of carbon dioxide emissions. So option 2 is the correct answer. Coming to the question number 26. Which one of the following task is associated with changing the appearance of the document in the word processing? Okay, so which one of the following task? Writing is the task associated with changing the appearance of the document. Document. Okay, and number two, formatting is the document, editing is the document, and printing is the document. So editing, formatting, writing, printing. The total appearance can be changed by using the formatting. So option 2 is the correct answer for 36. Which of the following statements is true in the Indian context? Okay, so autonomous colleges can grant degrees independent of universities. Autonomous, no, it's not true. So autonomous colleges can grant only bachelor degree independent of universities. This is also not true. Okay, so it's false. Autonomous colleges can grant degrees independent of universities. It's also false. And the second one also false. Coming to the third one, except doctoral degrees, all other degrees and diplomas can be granted by autonomous colleges. It is also false. Now, coming to the fourth one, whatever may be a degree or diploma, autonomous colleges can grant them under their own name but under the seal of an affiliated university. So, the fourth one is the true one here. Okay, so question number 37, option 4 is the correct answer. Now, coming to the question number 38, the most dominant source of benzene emissions in ambient air is. The most dominant source of benzene is car exhausts. Okay, the option 3 is the correct answer for this question number 38. Car exhausts are benzene emissions in ambient air. These are the dominant source of benzene emissions. Now, coming to the question number 39, the National Agency for Responding to Computer Security intents as and when they occur is ICERT is the correct answer. The given options are CAT, CDAC, CCA, and fourth one is ICERT. The correct answer is ICERT. For question number 39, option 4 is the correct answer. Okay, coming to the question number 40. The major barriers of access of higher education in India are, okay, number one, more government opportunities of employee are educated, and number two, government policies, number three, language of instruction, number four, economic status, number five, competition from foreign universities, general discrimination in society. So, which one major barrier for access of higher education? Okay, for this, language of instruction is one of the barrier C, and the next one is economical status is one of the barrier, and the next gender discrimination in the society was also one of the barrier. So CDF are the correct answers for the question number 40. Option 4, option 3 is the correct answer for question number 40. Okay, next coming to the PCI question number 41. PCI stands for peripheral component interconnect is the true answer. Peripheral partial component interconnect is the false. Partial component interaction is also false. Peripheral component interaction is also false. So the true is peripheral component interconnect. PCI stands for peripheral component interconnect. Option 3 is the correct answer for question number 41. Question number 42. According to GATS stands for General Agreement on Trade and Service. Higher education should be a commodity in the domestic public sector, domestic private sector, option 2, option 3, non-trading sector, and fourth one, global market space. According to GATS, higher education should be a commodity in the global market space. Next question number 43. Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan RUSA aims to achieve the following higher education system. Number 1, equity access. Number A, equity. Option A is the equity, B is the access, and C is the 50% GER, D is the excellence. For given options are A, B, C. ABC means equity, access, 50% GER. 2 is given as ACD. ACD means equity 50% GER excellence, and C is given as equity 50% GER excellence, and 4 is given as B, a BCD, access 50% GER excellence. The correct answer is option 3, that is equity, access and excellence. Okay, so option 3 is the correct answer for question number 43. Now coming to the question number 44, under Green India Mission, how many hectares of degraded forest land is to be brought under afforestation? Option 2 is the correct answer, that is 0.6 million hectares is comes under afforestation. So option 2 is the correct answer for the question number 44. Now coming to the question number 45. The themes of some sustainable development goals are: A. Climate action, B. Sustainable cities and commodities, and C. Peace, justice and strong institutions, D. Skill development and decent employment, E. Green agriculture, 4. Responsible consumption and production. The given appropriate are A, B, C, D, E, F, all will comes under, and B, C, E, F, and coming to the option 3, B, C, D, E, F, coming to the option 4, A, B, C, and F. The themes some sustainable development goals. Number 1 is the climate action. Number 2, sustainable cities and communities. Next number coming to the next option, PC, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And finally, we are having responsible consumption and production. So ABCF are the correct development goals. So option 4 is the correct answer for question number 45. And finally, we are having the comprehension. You can read the paragraph very keenly, observe each and every statement, and based on that, you can write the comprehension. Comprehension passages normally we can catch good marks after studying the entire paragraph only. 2 or 3 times. If you didn't understand, read another time, like fourth time or fifth time. There is no problem. Time will be there. According to your time, you can read the entire passage and answer the questions. So thank you one and all. And for the questions which are mathematical things are there here, for them I will explain on the board. Okay, so all of you, if at all won't subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel, Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you for watching.